fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, is me just comparing a half wig human hair crochet wig to a half wig headband synthetic hair wig. I hope I captured it all. Such a mouthful. But if you guys have not been living under a rock, then you guys are aware that there has been a half wig craze here on YouTube. And just in the sense that I am a crochet hair reviewer, I decided to make both a crochet wig and a human hair wig into the half wig format just to take part of this situation. It's been crazy here on the YouTube streets. I know I can't go a day without seeing a new half wig headband wig on this platform. And if you guys don't know, it's mainly because of the lace shortage due to the pandemic. Across the Asian markets, there was a lace shortage, and because of the lace shortage, people weren't able to make their lace closures, lace frontals, and all that. And so companies had to come up with a creative way to still make money because they are a business. And unlike a lot of businesses who have not been able to succeed during the pandemic, the hair company business always gonna make their money. And they came out with that headband wig, which really took off, also due in part to the fact that we are home most of the time. And when we do go out, it's for quick, brief moments and pockets of time. We really don't need to do all that rigmarole with our hair. So we can put a little headband wig on and it snatch it up. So that's how these companies were able to snatch up these coins during this phase. So I'm never going to knock a business for making their money. But today's video, I'm just going to do a comparison between the headband wig I made in the human format and in the synthetic format, and just tell you what I think the pros are and benefits are of both of these. So during the pros for human hair, I'm going to be wearing human hair, and during the pros for synthetic hair, I'm going to be wearing my synthetic hair wig. And again, I have videos of me making both of these units on my channel, so make sure you check that out. But again, this is the human hair using that shake and go naked loose deep hair, which I have a review video on this hair on my channel. So I've tried this here before where I installed it directly onto my head, but today we have it in a wig format. Now, a pro of both of these, the human hair and synthetic hair, is the fact that you can throw on and go. And again, like I said at the top of the video, that's what these companies really maximized off of, is the fact that people wanted something that they could throw on and go. And so that's why they really started pushing these headband wigs. And I have to agree, both options, either human or synthetic, are throw on and go. They're both in concept, throw on and go out the door. Me being biased as I am, I'm always going to be like, well, crochet hair, you don't even have to throw on. You could just go. Take out the throw on, just go with the right crochet hair. But in wig format, this is throw on and literally walk out the door. Now, in the past, I used to be a throw on a wig, throw on a hat type of a girl, but I think a headband alleviates you having to walk around with the hat. I think a lot of times when you got a hat on, a lot of people are like, her hair might not be done. But with a headband, you're fooling a few people. They don't know what this is. They just think you threw a headband on. So I think they are both great options, synthetic and human hair, for throwing on and walking out the door. Also, a pro of kind of both human and my synthetic is that you don't have to be an expert. And again, most of the things I'm going to say today can really attribute to the half wig headband craze without it being crochet. Again, everything I'm saying is in a crochet format and a crochet mindset, because I did use crochet here. But if you take wefts and you sew it on and make a half wig using it that way, or if you do the same thing and make a synthetic half wig into a wig, I think it's very beginner friendly. None of these take too much expert kind of level craftsmanship. Again, even if you just want to make it yourself, it's so easy to make it yourself. It's maybe a little bit more trickier to, learn how to cornrow your hair, attach some crochet hair, but it ain't that tricky to learn how to kind of make it and crochet it on a cap. So I think a pro of both human hair and synthetic hair is that you can really be a beginner, a DIY person, and it not take much skill at all to do this. And who doesn't want something easy? Now, a pro of, I'd say, human hair itself is the versatility of it. You're not going to get the same versatility to be able to curl this, to be able to, straighten this. And you're supposed to be able to color this hair, but if you guys saw my video on that, you know how the colorings went with this scenario. But in, bundles format, if you do get a normal human hair half wig, you're supposed to be able to color it in the normal format. And if the companies say that you're supposed to be able to color it, I'm going to believe them unless you're this company. But I digress. Yes, you have more versatility. You can't color this. You would have to buy it in another color if you want a different color. You would have to, buy it in a different texture. You're going to have to buy an ocean wave if you want a wave. You're going to have to buy a Outre Bohemian straight if you want a straight, as opposed to this. This is the hair in its natural format, but you guys have seen, I have a video where I curl this hair, I flat iron this hair, I do all this, and I put all the heating tools to this to see if it stands up to the test, and it does stand up to the test. So you can definitely have a level of versatility that you're not going to have with synthetic hair. Now switching gears to my pros of synthetic hair, because that was all the pros I had of human hair. Now my pros of synthetic hair has to be, of course, upfront affordability compared to your human hair crochet. Now again, this was $5.99 a pack. I have 5 packs of this Kima Brazilian braid hair in right now. As compared to the human hair crochet, I did look it up online. If you get the 14 inches of the hair that I had in, which is that naked human hair crochet in the style loose deep, I believe I had the 16-inch in. Do not quote me again. I reviewed that hair a year ago, but I believe my hair was the 16-inch, so a little bit more expensive than this. But if you are somebody who wants to play it a little bit safer, the 14-inch is $47.99 a pack. $47.99 for 1 pack of the hair I just had in, and you only get 35 strands in 1 pack. And again, to make a full wig, I think you need at least 6 packs, but I'm going to be generous and say, hey, let's just use 5 packs. You spent $239 on just 5 packs of human hair crochet. Again, that hair very thin, not as a full look as you are going to get with this. Again, only spending $30, $240. This is, of course, a lot cheaper. And again, let's just pretend we're going to take making a wig out of the equation for either of these hairs. Say you're going to get both of these hairs professionally installed. Again, let's say you spend $80 for an install of this. You're still coming in at $110. Let's say you spend $100 on that human hair crochet install, because people who install human hair crochet are going to charge you a little bit more because, again, those loops at the top, those knots at the top, they're going to have to be very creative with coming up with a way to conceal those loops at the top on that human hair crochet. You're going to spend over what, $330, $340 for that whole process. So again, even in non-wig and wig format, the synthetic hair is going to win on the price point of affordability. The win for density. Density's win is, of course, going to go for synthetic hair. My hair is way fuller with this synthetic hair in, as opposed to the human hair, not very full, which again is why I believe you're going to need at minimum 6 packs to get a full look. I believe I had 6 or 7 packs in my install when I installed it directly on my head. In wig format, you might can get away with using a little less, but the density is still going to be very low. A lot of people don't like full hair. I get that. I totally get that. But the human hair is super thin. It's too thin. I mean, I love a full hair, but I can manage and deal with not so full of a hair. That's very thin. It's very, very thin hair. So just keep that in mind. For blendability, I think realistically, this kind of looks more like my hair than the human hair does. Especially, my normal hair is a 3C, 4A, but I am fully natural. So when you do flat iron my hair, you might not get the bone silkiness for a long period of time. But this hair, I mean, if I cut it up to a manageable length or kind of a realistic length, I think you could see the blendability as compared to that human hair. Maybe if it was a yaki, it might be a different story, but that hair was not a yaki. That hair is definitely kind of a straighter, kind of an Indian Remy type feel. Now, lasting power. You might be like, why are you not putting that in the human hair category? Human hair is definitely going to last. And yes, human hair is going to definitely last you a lot longer. But I would say don't sleep on your synthetic hair out there when it comes to lasting power, especially when you have it in this wig format. And what I mean is, think about a hair like Soft Dread. I've never tried this hair that I have in right now, so I can't tell you how long this would last. But I'm going to compare it in comparison to a hair that I know lasted really well for 7 weeks. And it is from the same brand, and it's the Harlem 125 Kima Soft Dread hair. I wore that hair for 7 weeks. Looked amazing at 7 weeks. Could have probably wore it for 20 weeks, and it was, again, installed directly on my head. If I think about putting that on a wig, being in a format that I don't have to sleep on every single night, I'm a wig taker offer at night. I take my wigs off at night. That's just who I am as a person. But if I had the ability to take off Soft Dread at night, you couldn't tell me I couldn't get 52 weeks. I could get a whole year out of that hair. I think do not sleep on, hey, I spent $30. It's not going to last a long time. I think you're going to be able to wear a synthetic half wig for quite some time if you choose the best hair. Now, some waves, some more straighter textures are not going to last as long, but some hair like this, I got a good feeling that this could last a long time in its current format. Now, the throw on and go ability. Now, I know I talked at the top of this video that with a headband wig in general, you could throw on and go out the door and be good to go, look good, styled good, all that. But with a synthetic wig, it's more of a throw on and go ability because you don't have to worry about the restyle. With the human hair, you're going to have to restyle that hair. It might look good for a little bit, but it's going to only hold curls but for so long. And if you want the hair to remain curly, you're going to have to use a curling one. If you're going to want the hair to remain straight, you're going to have to use a straightening comb. If you want waves, you're going to have to use kind of a cripper or waving comb. If you want tighter curls, you're going to have to use kind of one of those tighter barrel wand curlers. You're going to have to use different styling tools if you want to get that versatility, or even if you want to be able to walk out the door. Say you curled it one day, the next day it's looking a little limp, but you want to, you know, look the same way you did yesterday. You're going to have to do something about it. As opposed to this, you can look the same every single day. Throw on and really go, as opposed to human hair where you might not be able to throw on and go just quite yet. That is, again, a pro in my book for the synthetic hair. And last but not least, the water friendliness. I think it's going to go to the synthetic hair. You got your, you know, I'm using this as a simulator for water. You're going to get your hair wet. You walk outside, the humidity, the water, the rain, anything could happen. Your hair staying the same, as opposed to human hair, which right now is in this natural kind of wet stage. But you get this wet, it ain't drying so fast. This is a quick dry. The thing I always say about synthetic crochet hair is that it is a quick dry, as opposed to this. You get this wet, this ain't a quick dry. You walking around with wet hair for a while. This is it in its natural state, but say you had it straight, say you had it curly. That water's not keeping it the way it was before. It's reverting it back. And so you outside a pouring wet day, this is going to hold up. It's going to be like fighting them water molecules away. This ain't going to be up for the fight. So again, that has been my comparison, the pros, the cons of human hair versus kind of synthetic hair when it comes to a half wig headband situation. And again, you can apply all this information to the craze right now going on with the human hair headband wigs versus the synthetic hair headband wigs. Companies aren't really coming out with synthetic headband wigs, but if you want to use a synthetic hair, if you want to make a synthetic half wig into a headband wig, think about these things. There's some pros and cons on both sides. It's just going to be about what you think works best for you. But you guys, let me know. Sound off down below. Are you team synthetic, team human? What do you think of the new half wig headband wig craze that's been going around? What do you think about all of this? Sound off down below. I love to hear you guys' thoughts. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up even if you didn't. We want all the love and support over here on this channel. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of this good content that I feel like I produce for you guys. And make sure you have that notification bell on as well so you don't miss anything that I do over here. Make sure that you guys are following me on Instagram at LeahLavon89 so you can keep up with my shenanigans in real time. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Tell me what you want, me I no go lose control. Bad man, I feel your flow.